In the Ladies Lounge.
Hey, welcome to Lady Overlander Radio. Today we're in the Ladies Overland Lounge at the MOORE Expo, and we're going to have our Ladies Roundtable Discussion panel. Stay tuned.
Grab your favorite drink, whether it's a coffee, cocktail, or tea, and get ready. It's Ladies Night on Ladies Overlander Radio. The Lady Overlander Radio podcast is sponsored by CB Adventure Supply, Midland Radio, Go Treads, Overland Spices, the MOORE Expo, Wildland Coffee, Adventure Trail Outfitters, Lifesaver Water Filters, SeaSucker Camp, and Sport Keg.
Hey, Arla. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. It's
Today,
early.
What's that?
It's early.
It is still a little early. We're doing this podcast live at the MOORE Expo. We have a room full of wonderful ladies that are going to be asking questions. And
Yeah, we are.
shush extra me. Okay. So we're going to start first with our first guest, which is Cara McClellan of Ozark Overland Adventures. She's going to stand up and give a little introduction on herself.
I am. Let's go, girl.
Hey!
So I'm Keri McClellan, like Misti said, with Ozark Overland Adventures. You probably know me and my husband Matt. We go a little bit of everywhere. I have the hot pink Jeep out front. He has the Gladiator. In 2.5 years, we're going to be hitting the road full time. We're going to be traveling on the road, just getting out and explore. That's our goal, is to educate, inspire, and to film all of the adventures between, Goose. He's not here because he would be all over me. He's probably whining really bad now, but I can't wait to talk. Ask me anything. I would love to answer. We're here for y'all.
Thank you. Ashley Oldham.
Hi,
Yay!
So I'm Ashley Oldham. Everyone knows me on Instagram and Facebook as Okiegirl Overland. I started this about 3 years ago, so I'm still considered a newbie, but I have had a blast getting to know these amazing ladies and all of you. Don't hesitate to stop me, talk to me. My forerunner's outside in the storyteller area. It's the big blacked out thing that you cannot miss when you walk, like when you come down that ramp. So stop and see me there.
And Ashley also has a podcast, Women Wednesday, on Overland
Yes.
Radio on Wednesday nights.
That will be starting back up soon. I took a little bit of a break due to a family emergency, but I will be back.
Thank you. Arla?
Go for it. Stand
I
up.
didn't know I
You
was
don't stand up. Sorry.
Sorry. Hi.
Yay!
Good morning. Not a morning person, but I'll try. I'm Arla. My husband and I bought a Jeep at the beginning of 19, which is mine. He has a Gladiator. Tony with Bats Off-Road. Misti had a podcast and interviewed me about a year and a half ago, and then asked me if I'd come on and be her counterpart. So she's the normal, I'm the crazy, I think, as far as that goes, or good cop, bad cop, or something like that. Got a lot of stuff going this year. Going to a lot of expos this year to try to get some grow the podcast a little bit, and just out having fun.
Yay! And I'm Misti Tokarski with The Day We Make. Our family travels full time. My husband, myself, and 3 kids. And I started Lady Overlander Radio podcast almost 2 years ago now. And there's lots of episodes. If you haven't seen it yet, please go catch up on those. We do a live broadcast on Wednesday evenings as well. And we're here today to answer any questions you guys have and talk about whatever kind of topics you guys want to discuss. So I will start with, is there any pressing question that anybody has out there, like that has to get an answer right now?
Ask us.
I'd love to know.
I got a question. How many puppies are in here?
Oh,
I hear
there's a
them.
lot of puppies.
There's 2.
Just say, Ashley, raise your hands, because I know that you brought Bradley too.
So we got several.
I promise the puddle over here is just water.
Oh, how many of you travel with your
Yes.
fur babies?
Look at that. Nice.
Do you find it difficult or challenging? Easy.
See, I travel with 2 kids, so
Kids
Three
are more
kids.
difficult than the fur babies.
yes.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'll ask a question.
Okay.
I have an old English bulldog, and we are just starting to travel with him. He's gotten a little bit older now, and do you have any suggestions or tips? Or he's been to the creek, he's been hiking, he's never done an overnight. He's actually doing his first overnight this next weekend, and we're going to tent camp with him. And I'm a little anxious about it, but do you guys have any suggestions on traveling with
Cara,
him?
you want to?
Yeah, so bulldogs are a special breed because that mine's a French. Love them. You know that they can get hot. They're very temperature sensitive. So make sure that you have the blankets, you have the hoodies, and all the things. You know, as far as lugging them up, if you have a rooftop tent, you know, you gotta kind of figure out how they're okay to be carried up. They make these rooftop tent ladder covers. I've never actually seen them because I want to see them in person, but it's a wrap that goes around the ladder. And so that way it's like a ramp. It just becomes a ramp for the dog. And so that way they can kind of learn their own. I'm sure there's a teaching curve to that. Obviously pack it in, you know, pack it out, that kind of thing. So pick up the poop, use the bags, all the things. Baby wipes are great for cleaning.
Awesome.
Paws, yeah. And then if you have any type of portable water system, just rinse their feet off, take towels, you know, just like you would. Highly suggest, I don't know the name of the company, and I can get that to you later, Christy. First aid kits for dogs. Totally different than what a human will need, because sometimes the lotions and ointments are deadly for other animals, for people things. So make sure you do that. I have some things that I can send you because I attended a 3-hour class at one of the Overland Expos on first aid for dogs. You know, a lot of, if you ever have any broken kind of things, know where you go, know the plants, you know, if they can get down to it and eat it, they're going to put it in their mouth. So just make sure you know those things. I could go on. I love them.
I love watching your dog.
Yeah.
Goose is
We
awesome.
all love Goose.
This is great.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh,
It's okay.
bye, baby.
All of the people are like,
Yeah. Overstimulated.
yes, very good.
I get that way too.
So we, if anybody else has any questions, please raise your hand. Otherwise, we have a few topics we're going to cover. And then if you have any follow-on questions from that, you know, please feel free to
Come on in.
come on in. Have a seat anywhere you'd like.
Thanks. We're very non-formal.
Yes.
For real. Okay, so the first topic we'll talk about is cleanliness at camp, because I know a lot of women, especially, I mean, I know some men too, but a lot of women especially want to know, you know, if I'm out camping for several days, how do I keep clean? What's some of my options? What works better than other things like that. So personally, I use a lot of wipes. We have water, dude wipes. Yes, they're the best.
Yes. Big Iron last year.
Mhm.
It was so hot, so miserable. I was like, I don't understand the whole point of these dude wipes. I had some guy friends that were like, you got to get on, there's peppermint and they tingles in places. I'm like, dude, I don't want those. I'm like, I don't, I'm not a guy. I don't. So they're like, you feel so fresh and so clean. I was like, guys, So I was like, I'm not sure about the dude wipes, but those are huge. I go with the unscented, but you're
I like
clean.
to tingle. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't need to know where they're tingling. I don't want to know where they're tingling, and they don't need to know where I'm tingling. So I went with the unscented. My kids use them. Like I said, it was 90-something degrees out at Big Iron last year.
It was terrible.
Everyone was having heat stroke, and that was a great way to cool off and, you know, make sure that you were clean. The kids were clean. Husband was clean, so nobody went into the tent stinky. And huge thing with dude wipes.
Yeah. We also have, there's different options for overland showers. You can hook up a water tank in your rig and have just a little simple hose, and you know, not necessarily have hot or cold water. There are also big shower systems that you can get where you can have hot, fresh water. Shower tents, there's a lot of different options. Most of the time, though, my family and I just use wipes, wipe down every day, make sure the kids are wiping down, make sure everybody's brushing teeth, things like that. And that seems to be the easiest thing for us.
Wipes are super easy. I
Yeah.
will say there's something about having clean hair.
Yes.
Because at the end of a 7-day trip, your hair, like I want to wash, because that will change my whole attitude.
Oh yeah.
And so having clean hair, so like we have a geyser system, they're here. They're great. You can heat up water, and they even have a way that you can like port that in from like other water sources. Like you can get like one of those lifesaver things that have clean water. If you want to do that, you can boil water, put it in, that kind of thing. Shower bags. Wipes are definitely the way to go, but there's something about having clean hair. Make sure you get soap that's safe for the environment that you're in. You don't want to have soap suds left around. I know there's also the adventure, what is it called? The adventure water.
The Overland shower, adventure trail
that's
fitters.
there too.
They're right here in the hallway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can get you can get everything online. There's things like that. Just however you want to save money.
Some people get bags that you can set in the sun, and the sun's
Yeah.
heat will heat them up too.
Yeah, there's a water
So-
port that you can carry that. It's all black, so
Yep.
it like stays. But if
Yeah.
you're going to Colorado, like that doesn't get heated.
No.
So
You'll be cold.
Yeah.
I have a really old school way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to teach a women's group beginning camping, and I taught a class called How to Bathe and Poop in a Bucket.
Yeah.
Not the same bucket.
No. Never use the same bucket.
Well, it got enough attention to get people there, because women don't sleep well when they're dirty or sweaty.
Right.
Men don't either, but we don't care. When you have a nice warm bowl of water, you wash yourself just like you're at home, and then you dump out that bucket, and you get fresh water and you rinse, you're done.
Yeah.
And it's not a
Yeah.
wipe, and it's actually cleaner. I use Dr. Bonner's tingly peppermint soap.
Oh, she likes to tingle.
In spite of being my age. So it's really nice.
I want
and
a tingle at your
refreshing.
age.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You can
Oh.
do it outside. If you have privacy, and if you don't, those are pop-up tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are enough.
Yeah.
So it's a simple budget.
And also with those wipes, like put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in water, like heat them up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice
That way you
too.
have warm wipes.
Some of the ones that come in the singular pouches, you can throw them in there also
Yeah.
and get them warm. And then when you tear them open, they're warm. They're good to go.
Yep.
Yeah, and the shower tents, I like the ones that are on the vehicle on the roof rack, because the ones that you take that you pop up, I can never get those darn things back in the little tiny circle that they give you. So I don't deal with those. We started out initially using those, and I hate them personally.
I upgraded
But-
to better ones.
Did you?
I concur.
You got a question back there?
Not so much a question. We're talking about the wipes. Last year at Overland Expo Mountain West, we got Clean Freak wipes.
Yes,
Those
Yes.
things are amazing.
we love them.
Love them.
Get those on
Come
Amazon.
on in,
And you
Keri.
can get those. You can get those in tea tree. You can get those in peppermint, lavender. I have lavender. I love that.
Yes.
See, I can do the lavender.
I
I
love it.
cannot.
They have those in
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love them.
And they come in. So they come in a big tub. It's called
Clean Freak?
Clean Freaks.
Yeah, they're on Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah,
I'm not
totally.
sure
Find
where
them on
they.
Amazon.
Yeah, yeah, you can get them on
So you can
Amazon.
little packets too, but there's also the big tub that I think it's like 300. Like we still have that, and just it like has a bag inside. We just reseal it so that way don't pull it out of the little. I just reseal the bag.
Does anybody have any other tips or anything that you do when you're out camping?
Dry shampoo.
Dry shampoo is a must.
I haven't figured that out.
I got some at the hotel, but I like it.
I like it.
Ponytail hat.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
lots of hats.
We like to carry like a foam mat or something, like kids use them to snap together.
Yes.
In a play area.
Yeah.
You just take one of them, and then that way you're not in the mud.
Yes.
And they
It
dry
dries
out
it.
pretty quick. It makes they're flat and they can really store anywhere.
You can shake them when they come clean. They're
Or
good.
those fake grass, those
Mhm.
little squares that we have that.
Just something to keep your feet.
Yeah.
From out of out of the dirt.
Yeah, we have a bamboo mat that slats.
Yeah, I saw those. Those
It's
look cool.
it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Very nice. There's also for other hygiene needs. We started using that. Was it Lume?
Lume or
Lume,
Lume?
yeah. The
Mhm.
body deodorant thing where you can put it in all kinds of parts, and
It does work.
that works
They
really
don't
well.
really smell great though. They have these flavors. The one we have is coconut. I don't smell that. I'm not sure.
I
what
don't
it
smell
is.
necessarily
But
smell
it does
those things, but
work as far as
I don't smell the other stuff either though. So when you've been out a few days. Exactly. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have them scented too, if you don't like their.
Yeah.
Works.
It works.
So that stuff's really nice to use.
It even works on teenagers.
Do you just bathe them in it, or I mean, because I can give tips.
Just bathe them.
Yeah, just dip them in it.
On another note about the showering and using water to bathe and stuff, one thing you need to keep in mind is you've taken a certain amount of water for your trip, and you need to make sure you don't run out of water on your trip. So if you're going to shower, it needs to be a rinse off, soap everything, shampoo, condition your hair at the same time, wash your body, and rinse off, because you will go through your water very fast if you start to get okay and just sitting there, and then before you know it, you don't have anything for dishes or anything else. You're out of water.
Cara.
I plan my trips around water stops. We refill water. I mean, that way you know where to refill things up at. So
I'm talking about if you're out and you're staying somewhere, not like wheeling or anything, you're just camping at a spot, then run to Walmart 37 miles away.
We had a ladies camping retreat last year, and we tried out the Overland shower.
Yes.
that's great.
And we have a video of Cara. She tried it out, and she's in there. She's just
happy,
taking her time, enjoying it. And she's like, I'm going to use that whole bucket of water. I'm just letting you know. And she did.
She did.
No shame in showering.
We had a lot though.
No, we had a lot. It was awesome.
It was great.
But what's another topic that we would like to cover?
Yeah, recovery gear.
Yes.
That's one of the things. I have that packing for all seasons, so we can talk about recovery gear. You want to start that, Ashley?
My go-to must-have recovery gear is traction boards. In fact, we just got a 2022 Sequoia, so she's bone stock right now. I am driving around a bougie mom vehicle. It's driving me crazy. But I just went and bought today a pair of traction boards for it. My first piece of recovery gear is always going to be traction boards. They can get you out of anything.
Yeah.
Mine is a winch, tree saver, that kind of thing. Usually, there's something that you can attach to here in the Ozarks. Mark Twain has a lot of trees, so you can use that if you need it. But definitely have the tow strap and the tree saver, and also like a dampener for the winch line, so that way it doesn't snap back at you. Know how to work that. Don't just have it. Know how to work it. Aaron with Switchback Safety. I know these ladies do a retreat where they have Aaron come out and he'll demonstrate how to learn your gear. That's one of the most important things. You can buy all the things you want, but if you don't know how to use it, it's basically pointless.
Yeah. For sure, Arla.
What about you, Arla?
Mine's also the traction boards. We have the Go Treads.
Yeah.
I do have another set that I don't use anymore. It's sitting in the corner, but we switched to Go Treads. Theirs are a little more versatile as far as being able to use them as leveling.
Right.
So if you were in here yesterday afternoon, Anna was in here. I don't think she's in here this morning, but they're compact in a bag and they fold out.
There's some right there.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
We have some that we're going to give away in this.
Right there in that bag. So
Round
you can
table.
use them leveling blocks and to get yourself out or whatever. They're just more versatile. The other ones I just didn't like the brand that we had, those kind that are 3 foot, because if you're in a spot where you're stuck and it's off camber, the ground is all kinds of different, those don't give. They're just hard stuck in that position. The Go Treads are a little more flexible and help you to get out better.
Yeah.
And they're grooved on both sides.
I use those for leveling a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you want to be level whenever you're in your tent.
And I second the knowing how to use your winch before you go out, because I'm giving you my cautionary tale. I went out in the Ozarks by myself and had not ever used my winch because I had just gotten my vehicle. I got yelled at a lot.
She did.
Nothing wrong with going out by yourself. Make sure you know how to use your gear. I had to teach myself how to use my winch out there when I needed to get unstuck, and that's the wrong time to learn how to use your equipment. So use me as your cautionary tale. Don't do that. Make sure you have radio. Make sure you have a Garmin InReach or some other kind of satellite communication equipment, because I had no cell service. Just be prepared. I had plenty of water. I had plenty of food. I had plenty of all the other things, but I didn't know how to use my winch. And I had to learn the hard way that day. And it took me several hours to get myself unstuck. So that's my cautionary
The photo
tale.
of your feet was great. You in the mug.
Yeah. I mean, I did it all barefoot because that's how I roll. But yeah,
But you did.
I did.
She did.
I'm a little feral. So.
That was her whole excitement was I learned how to get out by myself And while we're lecturing her about you're never supposed to go alone.
Luckily,
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that you can go alone. You just have to be smart about it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of female solo overlanders that overland full time.
Yep.
And and there's nothing wrong with going out yourself and exploring by yourself if that's what you choose to do.
Along that same lines is having a plan and letting other people know what your plan is.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You know, I'm gonna go here, this is my basic track that I'm going to be doing, share that.
Yep.
You know, if I haven't checked in at this time.
Yep.
Check in on me.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
And whenever you leave, put a time in your text message. Like, because the person that receives your text message may not know when that actually hit a satellite to go out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So in your phone, if you just put your time that you're sending that message, when it does go out, it'll know when you sent that. If you don't have a satellite communicator, I highly recommend, like she was mentioning, InReach. We have a Zoleo.
Yep.
It's so much for me. I'm gonna get on that minute. Just the platform is so much easier, and it has its own phone number attached to it. So I had a death in my family, and Matt was out. And I had to wait for Matt to get to camp before he messaged me, so that way I could contact him on the Garmin InReach. Well, with the Zoleo, it has its own phone number attached to it, so I can actually text him. Like, so for some being from home, that's a good avenue to have. So that way, if you're ever out and you want to text your husband, like you have that contact. It's two-way. You don't have to wait for him.
It's a good point.
Zoleo.
I have a Garmin InReach.
InReach,
Mini.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the mini as well. So does anybody have any other questions about
Covered.
recovery gear, or what kind of gear do you guys use? Does anybody have any special gear that you love, and you can't live without?
I would say if you're gonna use a winch, take a snatch block with you.
Yes.
Yes.
Take a couple of them.
Snatch block.
Sometimes you have to get creative and know which, like, if there's different snatch blocks for different lines. So if you have the steel line, you want to use the one that's designed for the steel line. If you have synthetic, you'll use one that's designed for the synthetic. You can use the one that's designed for the steel line with a synthetic line, as long as it hasn't been used with the steel line.
Yes. Keri's with Discover4x4rAdventures. And she's also been a Rebel Rally participant. How many times?
3 times.
Three times. Thank you. You guys have any other questions about recovery gear?
Here's the other topic.
Let's see. Okay, packing for all seasons. Who goes out for months at a time? Is anybody in here going for months at a time?
Who's from Arkansas and knows that it's 90 one day and 30 the next? Yeah, or Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Well, you could be out camping and be hot and then be froze to death.
Yeah.
That's Nebraska too.
Is
It's
it?
terrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
So one thing that I've learned, because like I said, my family and I travel nearly full time. We have, in our 2 vehicles, we have to pack for any situation, rain, snow, because we go up an elevation or go down an elevation. We try to do that when we're traveling and camping, but you can't always do that. And you're going to encounter heavy weather sometimes. So we have to get creative because we have limited space with 5 people, and we have to pack for every situation. We don't use air conditioners. We don't use heaters. We don't do anything like that. We pack. We have, heavy duty sleeping bags, 0 degree. We layer up. We do things like that. And we'll blanket. So we're a little, I guess most people have the diesel heaters and all that stuff. We don't do that because it's more things you have to carry and more space takes up, right? So that's how we roll. We have to pack for every season and be prepared at all times. And so we always have wool socks, whether it's sunny and warm or not, because wool, it's much better than cotton, but especially if you have moisture and stuff like that. So what do you do what do you pack?
I have evolved over the years,
Mm-hmm.
years, decades. Everything has gotten much more lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
I layer like a tree guard. Always wool. Merino wool is the best.
Yes.
Worth the money. I don't know what I have on right now. Quite frankly, I'd have to look. Everything that can be washed and dried as fast as possible.
Yep.
Because I wash them in a bucket, and teach your partner how to wash their own clothes.
Yep.
They can do it too.
And so can the kids.
And you quit being embarrassed about a clothesline, because they happen, and they work well. Yeah, pack for all seasons, everything's like, that's the key for us. Sleeping bags, no sheets to wash, we can air them out. Good sleeping bags.
Yep.
And we have a heater, because we're really old.
Same.
Camper, so there's a heater in it.
I think once the kids all grow up and move out, we'll probably end up getting something like that, but we just don't have the room.
I did it
Yeah.
without ages. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have a camper now, but we just got our camper. It'll be last summer. We got the little Taxa Cricket campers. They're super lightweight. It's great towing behind the 4Runner because the 4Runner's way down with the steel rear bumper and front bumpers. This thing dry weight's like 1,700 pounds, but it's got a little propane heater. I love it. We turned it on last night. It was great. I'm not gonna lie, it was cold, so definitely recommend finding your options. But we do pack for multiple occasions. The kids get cold real easy. I've gotten to where with my recent weight loss, I get cold super quick. So
Yeah.
layers is your friend. Earlier, people saw me running around with another sweatshirt on top of this, which is on top of a long sleeve shirt. So yeah, layers are your friend.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many people in here have teardrop campers that they pull behind?
I do now.
Yes,
Two?
I
So
want that.
I had a question about that. I'm actually here looking for one, looking to buy one. What brand did you say you
So
had?
the one I have is called a Taxa. So they have a real small one. Joey actually just got it, a Tiger Moth. It's more like a teardrop. I have the middle of the one, which is called a Cricket, and it's super, like I said, super lightweight. Even when it's loaded down with the water, it's got like a 5-gallon water tank on it. It's like 3,000 pounds. We've driven it behind our 4Runner from Oklahoma to Arizona through the mountains, no issues towing. And then they have a bigger one. It's called a Mantis. There is actually one outside set up on display right now. There's that RV little setup. If you walk out the west door, go straight into the grass, you'll see it. It's really funky looking. It's built by he left NASA as an engineer and built this. So it's all aluminum, super lightweight. I highly recommend them. They do have an Overland edition where you can take it off-road and more complicated trails.
And Cara, which one do
So
you
I
have?
have the off-track
Tembo Tusk,
Phoenix.
yeah.
We literally got it on Friday at the expo, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to play with it, but I love it. I know it has a CVT on top. We're gonna put an iCamper up on top, but it has a 65-liter fridge. It has a water system on the other side. I'm gonna add a room to shower. That's gonna be my baby. I'm gonna be taking it with me. I have a lot of women's trips this year. This is Danielle Noonan. We gotta give her a shout out. She's with Go Explore USA. She's going to be my Rebel partner for next year when we do the rally. But we're going to be doing a lot of the trips out of my trailer. So I wanted to be able to have that base camp because I did Overlander Red last year and I was setting up my tent. And then, like, everything has its perks, right? So like a tent's nice because it's just in your vehicle and you don't have to worry about taking, a trailer down the crazy trails that you're going to do. So there's all these balances. Yeah, she pulled the trailer. So
trailer.
yeah, absolutely. And then so mine's off-track Phoenix, and then we also have that UEV 490 Conquer. That'll be our home in 2.5 years. We didn't get rid of it. We just don't take it everywhere now because, like I said, that's going to be our home. So if we get in a wreck with that, we're out of a home. So it's like we're very protective of that thing. Love them both. Everything has its downsides. Research, Chrissy, there's a crap ton. There's a crap ton. Don't get overwhelmed. Figure out what you need and then go from there. That's what I would say, just because there's a market for everything and everybody wants to sell it to you. So.
And don't overpay.
You say don't overpay is a big
Don't
one.
overpay.
Our big thing with the Taxa is we wanted something where the kids were inside instead of being in the tent on top while we were inside, just because we have run into scenarios with bad weather and I just don't feel comfortable having the kids in the tent where we're all comfy and warm inside. So we went with something where we were all, in one spot. So definitely do your research, talk to everybody, talk about their experiences and go from there.
Yeah. And I do the 0 freeze and a diesel heater. I am that person. So
That's okay.
I won't judge you.
I have a diesel
I was
heater.
gonna say, we were at a women's thing with y'all at y'all's
Yeah.
Lady Overland Radio.
She had that thing.
I had
We
my
were
0
dying.
freeze. They were like, passing out, getting hot. Like we cut it early because it was really dangerous. Like it was like 100
It was
and
really hot. We all got
103 or
sick.
something. And me and Goose are up there with like a t-shirt in my tent. So it was just like, it was great.
We had a lot of fans in my tent because she
We had
slept in my
four.
iCamper with me, and
4
we had fans blowing on us from every direction in
Yeah.
all of our
Claymores,
parks.
carabiner 'em up,
Yeah.
like good
It was
times.
very hot. We will not do it again in that
No.
time of year.
Never.
No. Mm-mm.
I'm actually making this one this time. So next time you do it, I'm coming.
Yay!
September.
September?
So
Okay.
I do have a surprise announcement. We have moved the ladies camping retreat to September. It cost $5 to come. There is a limited amount of spaces. So if you are in the Midwest area and you're interested in doing that, get on the website and sign up soon because it's going to go fast. And we only have about 20 spaces.
Where's it
So
at this year?
it is we're in Woolham.
Well,
Okay, put my name down in one of the spaces. I'll give you $5 before we
Yep.
leave.
It's going to be on the Buffalo River at Woolham. So
When?
it's September 29th. 29th? Yeah, well, let me go down here. Yeah, September 28th through
Is that bigger?
the 1st, or 29th through the 1st, yeah. I'm sorry? Lady Overlander Radio, Ladies Camping Retreat. And if you go on our website, ladyoverlanderradio.com, you can select Ladies Camping Retreats and you can sign up there. We're also selling additional raffle tickets for $5 a piece if you want to get some raffle tickets. And we will raffle off some items that some of our sponsors have given us. So
Is that the weekend after Big Iron? It is, right?
I think it's the same weekend of Big
I
Iron.
have my.
It's the
I can look
Big
at
Iron, right?
Yeah, it
It's
might
the
be
same
that
weekend as Big Iron, yes.
It's the same weekend.
That's Big
Okay.
Iron weekend. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. We have a lot of other stuff scheduled though, so I don't know if we can
Can't
adjust
make it
that.
all.
Yeah.
That's how October looks like for me.
I mean, I know you have an event scheduled the same weekend as Expo West, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're gonna go to
Yes.
Wisconsin with Cindy Pope. She's Northology Adventures. She couldn't make it because she's having to man the camping area while other people go to this Mortimer rally. But she's doing a Midwest up in Wisconsin. Me and Danielle will be there. And then at the end of May, oh yeah, Carrie Porter. She'll be there too. I could forget your back.
Poor
there.
Carrie.
You should come sit up here
You
with
can
us.
come sit up here with us, Carrie.
Yeah, come on.
Come here on the panel.
But yeah, she'll be there with some other Rebel ladies discussing that. And then at the end of May, I have Maris adventure her. So
Yep.
there's always something.
Lots of cool events, meetups, expos, things coming up this summer. We're going to be at a lot of the expos, Pacific Northwest, the Teton Overland Show, MOORE. We just did the Expo West, and I just did the Save Expo in Florida. That's a fairly new expo, but it's really cool. And then we're going to be doing some camping events, and it's going to be a very busy
We'll be at
summer.
Rendezvous.
Be at Rendezvous in the Ozarks, Bonfire. Bonfire's coming up next weekend.
See, I won't be at Bonfire this time. No. Yeah. We gotta get ready for Disney World.
And there's
I mean,
also
Disney
a
World.
camping trip the weekend after next, which is Professor Bats and Friends' first annual camp out with Joey and Tony for Professor Bats and Friends, their podcast.
That's Arla's husband, Tony from Bats Off Road. That's my husband, Joe. Dave, we make.
Mine's outside babysitting the Forerunner.
Mine's babysitting Goose.
I haven't even seen that.
Yeah.
I need it. All right, what other topics you got?
What you got there?
Overlanding solo, the good and the bad.
Yes. Let's talk about that.
You kind of already hit on it.
I kind of did. I personally feel that you should not be afraid to go out solo. I've gone out solo with my daughters. When he's been in another part of the country overlanding with my son, I just think as long as people know where you are and you're being safe about it and being smart about it, you have some kind of, whether you agree with it or not, personal protection. You have an escape route, a plan. You know, I take bear spray with me. I do carry a firearm. We're going to be having a firearm safety class coming up next in this classroom
At noon.
that Kate Adams is going to teach, and she is a law enforcement officer. So she's going to tell you the do's and don'ts and all the in-betweens. Just be smart about it. There's nothing wrong with you going out and traveling solo if that's what you wish to do. If you travel with your family or friends or whatever, that's completely okay too. Don't be afraid to do it. Because I think that a lot of the times people, men and women, are interested in doing something and they're like, I don't know if I could ever do that. I'm too nervous about that, or too scared, or I'm just telling you, you only live once and you might as well go out there and explore and just be safe about it. That's all I have to say about it.
And you
You guys?
discover more of yourself and your capabilities.
Yeah, you do.
That is so empowering to know that you've done something out there on your own.
And if you're out in very primitive areas, I've done a lot of overlanding by myself. Out west where I'm not familiar with the area at all. By myself out there for a month. And you're out very, very remote. Usually the people that you run into, they're out there for the same reason.
Yep.
And they don't even want to talk to you really. They'll talk to you just to be friendly, but like they're out there for the same reason. The only place, I ever feel like, I don't have a good feeling about this place. It's usually when we're closer to cities.
Yes.
Or if you just have to stay KOA. I swear I'd never stay at one, and I had no choice. I stayed at KOA one time. But yeah, it's fine. Everybody's like, "Aren't you scared out there by yourself?" I'm like, "What about animals?" I'm like, they don't want to see you either.
They don't want to be around you.
So it's
They're out there to be by themselves too. They don't want nothing to do with you.
I'm like, I would be really lucky if a bear came in my camp. That would be cool, But no, you're not running across all these things. Like, it's not like a horror movie. It's not like Hollywood. It's pretty safe. It's fun. You can do it if you want to do it. If you feel comfortable, if you're rigged, you can do it. Definitely.
And that's one of the reasons why we started the Lady Overlander radio podcast, was to highlight. We mainly focus on women overlanding. We do have some men on from time to time as well in different companies, but mainly to highlight to women, you can do this. This is not something that's outside of your realm of possibility. You can absolutely do this. We want you to feel comfortable with doing it. We want you to feel confident. We want to give you the tools and things like this roundtable discussion so that you can ask the questions that you may not feel comfortable asking in a larger group or outside, That's why I believe Ashley started Women Wednesdays on Overland Radio as well. It's just we love empowering other women. We want to teach and explore with you and give you that confidence, if at all possible, to get out there and do these kind of things.
Judgment free.
Yes.
It's hard to ask questions in big groups on social media.
Yep.
Sometimes others take it upon themselves to
You always have the keyboard warrior
embarrass.
somewhere.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
It is all about empowering each other. I have not soloed yet. It is on my list, but I haven't done it. And it's one of those where if I were to come and do like Misti and Arla's camp out where there's other people where I can go and ask for help, I'd probably do it. Our old setup, we had a rooftop tent. Honestly, I'm too freaking short to set it up by myself. It was not happening. My husband tried to make it to where I could set it up on my own. I look like a monkey trying to climb around this freaking trailer, trying to unzip it and flip it over because it was a soft top. It just wasn't worth it. Now with the little taxi cricket, I could probably do it, be perfectly fine, and feel comfortable being out there on my own. But make sure you're set up for what it is that you're going to do and that you can do everything up by yourself. Because if you're stuck in a situation where you can't, like me being too short, you're screwed. And then you're going, well, might as well pack up and go home.
No, that's a very good point.
Make
Some
sure.
configuration difference.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I went from an iCamper 3.0, the large one. I sold that and went to an Alucab because I couldn't physically lift up the iCamper because I have a lot of health issues and joint issues. And I couldn't I got to the point where I could not physically lift it up anymore. So it was useless to me. Right. So now with the Alucab, I can get leveraged enough to get that, because that's tough to get up at the first few inches as well. But once you get it past that 6-inch mark, it goes right up, which is fantastic. And it's so much easier.
Well,
so
that's on top of mine. Glad we didn't put anything on yours.
Oh yeah. And he has storage boxes on top of his Alucab, but I don't have anything on top of mine because I don't want to make it even heavier.
Right.
So when you're going out there, if you do have physical limitations or anything like that, just be smart about your gear. Do a lot of research before you buy something, whether it's a trailer, a tent, whatever.
Take a step stool if you need it. It's okay to
Yeah.
admit that you need
I have
one.
one.
I have one in the Forerunner all the time.
I have one.
And it's completely okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to mention something that we haven't discussed at all. Maps. Know where you're going, know the legal routes.
Yes.
Take some Gaia classes on Onyx Off-Road. It's super simple. It's a lot more simple than Gaia. Gaia is great, but it's also bad because there's so much there.
There's too many features.
Absolutely.
We use Onyx
Yeah.
just for that reason.
Yeah.
I mean, totally get it.
Yeah, a lot more simpler than that.
Yeah, but know what you got either way. I mean, it goes down to your rig, it goes down to the maps. Know the legal roads that you're supposed to be on because there's fines and we don't want those trails shut down. So just get that education. Feel free to reach out to me or my husband if you ever have a question with mapping, or if you have any questions at all. We're pretty much accessible through Facebook or Instagram.
To
So
add to that just a little bit on
Yeah.
maps, the area that you're going to, go into Google Maps.
Yeah.
And download that area. So when you're offline, you can actually figure out where you are.
Yep.
It's you don't really necessarily think about that sometimes. It's like, oh, well, there was one area, I was like, I didn't download this area and I have no signal. Well, I pretty much know where I'm going, so it's fine until I get some signal. But yeah, it's like, make sure you download enough of the area where you're going. We travel international a lot as well. If you travel international, download those maps too.
yes.
Yeah, that's a good point. And you can turn on the aerial view, satellite view,
You
and see
can.
the terrain that you're
It
going to
makes
be
a huge
experiencing
difference.
and kind of plan accordingly and, maybe say, maybe I don't want to go that way. I know Bill Reed with Okiegirl Overland, him and his wife, they always look at the satellite aerial view of an area to figure out kind of how the area should look and before they go out there and encounter without signal. So,
Did you have a question?
Just your phone.
yeah, you can download your offline maps on your phone.
It just uses your storage.
Yeah.
It goes to your files and your Apple.
I don't use Google Maps when I'm overlanding. I use Gaia.
Mhm.
But you can download there as well, different maps and stuff. But I do still go into Google Maps and download it onto my phone, whatever areas I'm going into, and it just stores it on your phone. And
So whenever you go to pull it up, it's there, like you would have had service. But
you would have had service. You just pull it up.
Got a question back?
Your GPS location.
A comment. I use Gaia, and I love Gaia. I do a lot of mapping in my professional life, so Gaia is like
God bless you.
it's great, but something that I've done that has been extremely helpful for us is our rig is a 97 Jeep Sprint Cherokee, so
Okay.
we're always making sure that we know where the nearest, auto parts store is or something.
Yes.
I drive a Land. I'm a big
Yes,
Land
girl.
Cruiser.
Land Cruiser.
I mean, I look. We're big foodies. We plan out food stops, things like that.
I want to go
All
wheeling
that's
with you.
Right?
But we take our pups with us, and something I do that I think some people overlook, we figure out where the nearest emergency vets are.
Yep.
We were
That's a great idea.
last summer.
Yep.
One of our dogs had an extreme allergic reaction. We knew where we were going right away when we got in the car. I had it plotted. We knew,
Absolutely.
it was 3 hours away, but we knew where we were going. We didn't have to waste any time, looking at that, and that gave us so much peace of mind to have that ahead.
And just a quick promo with Gaia there. The Overland layer, just that one layer, if you download it by itself, it has gas stations, it has emergency rooms, it has those things.
Mhm.
So just if that's all you right there, I mean, it's super helpful.
I had to find an emergency dentist in Idaho for myself. I had to find an emergency dentist in Utah for my daughter. And, it's good to know those kind of things. Always know, especially if you have kids or pets, always know some, yes.
I was just going to make a comment because going back to what you guys were talking about, the different ways to camp and stay out, not everybody has the ability to get a rooftop tent or the money for a trailer. My husband and I camp in a T4 Gazelle. And
Perfect.
Nice.
They're
it's
awesome.
easy enough
Yes.
that I could put it up by myself,
Yep.
take it down by myself, wrap it up. I can do all the things.
There's no shame in ground tents, girl.
No.
Oh no,
Absolutely not.
I
No.
love it. I mean, we're talking about getting a trailer just to haul all of our stuff, and if you have to have, you know, an emergency stopover at night or whatever, you can pop it out or whatever. But,
Yep.
And we a lot of times travel with a motorcycle, and so I mean, we do all the things. We use a buddy heater. Even in that tent, it's very ventable. So in the summertime, it's really great. So there are options.
Never feel limited based on finance or anything else.
Yeah.
You can go out and explore with what you have. Your vehicle is built very well from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like, know how to wheel it stock before you start adding everything that you may not need.
So that's what I did. First time wheeling, I went stock, street tires, got stuck, got embarrassed. I did all of it. And I was like, I am not getting stuck again. And immediately started researching lifts. So, I mean, go out stock, go out with what you have, see what it is that you need. One of the best pieces of advice that I got was when it came to camping, camp in your yard. Camp in your yard first with what you have, because if you don't have something, you know, and you can go inside and get it. But you can make all the mistakes there. No one's, you don't feel like you failed. You can just go grab it and learn from there.
And I have a hammock. I love the hammock.
Yeah, I love the
Like,
hammock camp too.
if you get bug net, rain fly, underquilt, gotta have that underquilt because that's where you're gonna stay warm.
Yes.
And it packs down. Like you can just take it in whatever you want.
Yeah, we
It's
have
nice.
hammocks in our vehicle as well, just in case we want to do that.
I have a hammock, but my problem is my children, one of them sitting right there, likes to take the hammock and then I can't enjoy it. So Christmas, she just got her own, so it's gonna be a lot better. But yes, she's gonna need a bug net. Love
And-
hammocks.
I'd like to share one more
Yes.
app for mapping, and I had never heard of it until I was in the Ozarks
Mhm.
a few days ago. Avenza.
Avenza is a great app for
Is that
mapping.
what it is? Avenza.
Yep.
I met a Forest Service guy at a store,
Mm-hmm.
and we chatted, of course, and he's cute.
That was a bonus.
Santa Claus when he was my age, Santa Claus is hot.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, we were just talking about Sean Connery the other day. I mean, he's hot. I don't care what age you are.
Download this app and the key. Gaia thinks me crazy. I want to just strangle it. I'm here to take your husband's story. Anyway, Avenza actually tells you which map to download when you're standing there.
Yeah.
And you go download, and it's there. We use that for the Ozark.
Yeah.
And then you get out of the map, and you can go back to Google Maps. It's the best thing since whatever.
We use that up in Wyoming, and you're right. The Forest Service, if you go in to talk to them, they recommend that all the time. They're like, you can download any of our maps in there.
I've never heard of it, and I knew.
Yeah.
So that was really a big. Yeah. That's all.
No, that's perfect. Thank
Awesome.
you. And so the one thing I wanted to add about, you can go out and camp in whatever you want. Some people sleep in the back of their vehicles.
Mhm.
Some people sleep on ground tents. Some people, the big thing is get out there, go out for a shakedown camp, a couple days, figure out what you use and what you don't use. We still, after 3 years of full-time overlanding, we still say, we didn't use that very much. We're taking that out of the rig. Okay, we're going to add this because we really needed that and we didn't have it. You're always going to be changing, and what may work for me may not work for her. So don't ever feel like because you don't have a rooftop tent or a big trailer or something bougie, like a diesel heater. Don't feel like you're doing it wrong, because there's no wrong way to do it. Okay. You do what makes you comfortable. If you want to shower every day and use up all your water, do that. You want to use body wipes, do that. If you want to be completely feral and not wipe down at all, that's on you, but don't come near me. Don't be afraid to try whatever works for you. Yes.
So we're looking at toilets, and I'm like
Very important.
Oh, let's talk potties.
Confused, and there's so many that it's kind of blown my mind, and that's my biggest issue right now.
So we just bought the Iron Man collapsible toilet that's like the Thunderbox, but it's like half the price.
5
I just
people
bought
using
that
the
from
Thunderbox
Okiegirl
for 3
Overland.
years. It's still perfect. It still
And-
works. And there's a less expensive
So
option.
we have had you don't care, but I've had a bucket with the little toilet lid you snap on that you get at Walmart. That's
Yeah.
what I've been using for a couple of years. But honestly, if you're not if it's not really level, you're kind of like surfing. Okay.
We started out with the little Ozark Trail Walmart
Yeah.
collapsible potty that you do with the
Little tripod legs.
Yeah, it's
We
little
did that too,
tripod
but
legs.
I hate
it's
that
super
thing.
short.
It is super short.
And if you're me, you can't get off that.
Mm-mm.
You got to have somebody come give you a hand to get off there.
My husband's
You can't do
6'3", watching him is like quite hysterical.
Like a gazelle?
It's like does not.
Oh
work.
yeah.
No.
It's pretty funny. Kids and I were fine, but I'm short, and we did that for years, and it was perfectly fine, no issues with it. Now with the camper, it came with the Dometic toilet. We
Mhm.
still haven't used it. We've had the camper since August, and we still haven't used it because there's been porta potties or something where we camped, and I'm just like, I'm okay. I still don't understand the concept of this one, so I'm gonna go over here.
It's all about space though. So
Yes.
more compact, you can get things to pack in your regular.
Tried base camp, so it's not like we have a lot of storage.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
A shovel works well too.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm not about that life. So
I'm not
A
about
squat,
that.
a squat and a shovel works well
I'm
too.
not the squatter.
I'm not there.
Not the squatter.
You just dig a hole.
Yeah, you dig a hole and squat if you need to.
I
Or
can't.
put
do
a
that.
hole over or whatever your potty is over it.
I'm klutzy. I'm the fallback in it kind of person.
Yeah.
So we're not doing that.
Same
We're
here.
not doing
So
that.
I just find it very convenient.
Or it's all over your leg.
You got a question
Yes,
back here?
That too.
Yeah, general question with, the toilets and the showers and all that. Like I see so many people hanging on the side of the rig or have it right next to it or whatever. What about when you're camping around a bunch of people? That just seems weird as heck.
Shower tent.
Shower tent.
Yeah, but like.
But a shower tent with a roof.
Yes.
Because, yeah.
It's like that kids book, everybody poops.
Yeah.
So we don't care. Our group, we don't care who's doing what whenever. It is what it is. It's a natural thing.
Yeah. But I did learn at the Save Expo that you want a shower tent with a roof because I was changing clothes one morning
And a
in the vendor
drone.
area and I look up. No, not a drone. Another guy was in his tent, rooftop tent, looking down at me. And I'm like,
Oh.
so might want one with a roof.
Back and left.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Every time I go out, I pretty much am. I'm just gonna be honest. My husband has driven an hour one way from Idle before. Like, I mean, it happens. That's part of our life. That's we're women. So there's so many different options. That goes back to the wipe. Make sure you have the toiletry wipes.
Yeah.
Carry it out. Have the little trash bags. Get a trasheroo. Do something like that. Be prepared before you go. I don't do this because I just can't. But there's the cups.
Nope.
I just can't.
I can't with this. I'm trying
I
to figure
can't
out
either.
other options.
I mean, just basically what you would do at home is what I would recommend. Just know
Yeah.
a shower during that is going to be more comfortable for you. You're going to want to stay clean as much as possible because it just makes you feel better and you're already not feeling better. If you have cramps, get one of those seat warmer things, like just dry with that plugged into the lighter thing. Basically the same thing. Just know that it's not going to be the greatest for those few times.
Walmart also has these little patches, like in the pharmacy section that you can use for your backs
Yeah.
and stuff too. The heat thing, you can
Like
those actually will stick. You
thermometers
stick them to
and
your
stuff like
stomach
that.
too.
Yeah.
That helps. Yep, thermal
Yeah.
patches.
Also, one, just sort of like when you're trail riding, we haven't done one on overlanding. We've done some, but we do trail riding with a Jeep group.
Mhm.
I use a sheet.
Yes.
And it's not necessary to fully paint all the way down. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
One time you're in the crowd. Yeah, like you're standing off in the trees and they're like, "What you doing over there?" I come back and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And they're like, "What?"
So
You know
I've had like 5 different bathroom setups. I've had a bucket with a lid. I've had a toilet, a Dometic toilet that actually has a flush system on it. It's like an RV 2-top base.
Mm-hmm.
We've tried composting. We've done all of that. My current setup it's weird to say you love your bathroom, but I love it, and they have it here. I'm not a salesperson. It's an Insta Privy. It folds down and collapses. It has a bag you can carry with it to wherever you go. It has this weird thing that goes over your head. I don't use that. I basically just go hide behind somebody's vehicle, go where they're not. But I don't like that. That's weird. I don't know. I feel like a little.
The tent on your head thing that you squat over now.
Insta Privy. It's in the East Hall.
Yeah, they're over there. Yeah.
But it packs down so flat because storage is such a huge deal, and it uses a bag system. But you can get like replaceable bags like on Amazon, And so it has like these
Those are the
little
crystals.
it's crystals,
Yeah.
it's jelly,
Yeah.
so it doesn't smell at all. And that's huge because I don't want to smell it, you know. And then you just kind of roll it up inside its own little bag, and then you just put it in your trash.
Well, you can put it in any trash too. I read about
Yep,
those. that you
yep.
can put in
Yep.
boxes,
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely,
parks and
absolutely.
stuff, too.
But
And I'll just park it between vehicles.
I will say I have one big pet peeve. I've been to numerous campsites throughout the United States and seen tampons and toilet paper stuff and left. Come on,
Pack it out.
just throw it in your little Walmart bag or something, tie it up, take it with you.
Doggy bag.
Doggy bags, anything.
There's one other thing that hasn't been mentioned.
Yes.
It's really important, and I don't know if you've ever come across it, but little urinal, little bottle.
Yes.
$7.99 on Amazon. I think that was several years ago when I bought my two. Men can use them if their thing isn't too big to get in the hole. And have a funnel attachment. It's better than the shiwi.
Yes.
It's bigger.
You can use it in a rooftop tent at night too and not have to get down, which is great.
I never get out at night anymore.
That's why I don't have to get on there overnight.
So the funnel's removable, and then you can pump the lid on it for safety. So you carry it's horizontal shape. They're cheap.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Keep them in every
Yeah.
car, and they're a lifesaver. And we
What
don't
brand is it?
I think they changed the name of it all the time.
Amazon. It's on
It's on
Amazon.
Amazon. You can get them.
Yeah.
It's like $20 or
Yeah, just
$15.
urinal, and you'll find it eventually.
Yeah.
They're real cheap.
Yep.
Some of them.
You can get a male or a female one.
That's
I just saw
indispensable.
something
It
on
takes the bucket.
Yep.
There's a bucket. I don't like all those chemical things. A bucket costs $5, $2 if you get it from the store that the fireman Subway thing. And it goes to $2 goes to the fireman. But the red bucket is a little taller as well. When you get older, you're not gonna like the 5 bucket anymore. You're gonna like the 6 gallon. It's taller. I got all kind of old age things. The plastic bag, the kitty litter, get a toilet seat or something. Or a noodle, you've all seen the noodle tray, that works. So, but the urine in that is a pain. So don't urinate, use the little thing and you.
Yeah.
It's for less than $20.
Oh, and Keri has something too.
Yeah, Keri.
Yes.
I think we're getting ready to wrap up, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I just want to say really quick, if you're going to be going out, to be aware of your vehicle and the maintenance of your vehicle. What you need to know, brakes regularly on your vehicle, how to replace the tire, what your vehicle sounds like normally, what it doesn't sound like normally. Just have a general idea of how your vehicle operates and the tools that you need to fix minor repairs out on the trail. If you don't know how to change a tire, you should know how to change a tire. If you take your vehicle in to get maintenance and somebody else does your tire changes and rotations for you, make sure you take the torque spec for your rims and lug nuts in, because you don't want Mr. Joe Schmo giving all the ugga-duggas and you get out and have to change a tire and you've got nothing.
Yeah.
So,
And she has shop weekends that the
Yeah.
girls get together.
She has ladies garages
Yeah.
that she does in the Midwest. And where exactly? Wisconsin, right?
no, Michigan.
Michigan. Okay.
Michigan, right on the Ohio border, we have events called Ladies Garage Days.
Yep.
They're we hold them 3 or 4 times a year. I also host women's wheeling weekends, which are off-road skill and mechanical based weekends. You can camp, you can stay in a hotel, whatever you want, but you're driving your vehicle, you're maintaining it when it's out on the trail if you break anything, and you're also doing your own recovery, because nobody's going to do any of that for you. So,
And then you have the event coming up, in a week or two? So
the shore, or
the women's camp, yeah.
So I'll be at Cindy's event, the Midwest Women's Off-Road Weekend in Wisconsin. I'll be helping teach driving skills and recovery and vehicle maintenance while on the trail.
Nice. Well, thank you for watching the podcast today, everyone. And we are going to wrap it up and do some giveaways for these ladies that joined us in the room today. Have a great week.